State your name, please.
Kathy Sotosanti.
Okay, how long have you been competing?
I just started competing this year. I was in my first competition in June. That was the national one, and that qualified me for this weekend for the Worlds.
And you won the Worlds.
I did.
You're world champion.
I am.
Well, tell us a little about that.
Well, it's pretty unbelievable. I'm 52 years old, so I'm in the Masters category, 148 weight class, and it feels so good to be involved in something that is actually so uplifting. It was such a great crowd here on Friday, all weekend, and everybody wants the best for everyone. You go home with a dozen more friends, and you feel good about your accomplishments because it's not easy. It was not easy pulling that weight, but I'm glad I got it up.
So what's your opinion now of the WNPF?
It's really unbelievable. It's such, from beginning to end, it's such a supportive group, and from the staff to the judges, I mean, they'll tell you, gotta get low because they want it for you as much as you want it for yourself. Same thing with your competitors. We're back there cheering everybody on. You make friends in 2 seconds, and now, we're a big group on Facebook. I actually hope to bring us all together in some big chats so that we can keep going as women too in powerlifting.
So speaking about as women in powerlifting, what do you think about the WNPF in its women's field?
I think it's great. I mean, this was such a great group of people, so I'm happy to be involved with it, and I want to keep going. And it's funny because you get something different out of each meet, and this one, I was happy with my squat, I was happy with my deadlift, I wasn't as happy with my bench, which I was pretty confident in, so I feel like I left that behind, and now I just got to keep going. So I'm going to talk to the other women, and we're going to find out when they're going again so we can kind of rally and do it again. We missed our after shot last time.
Okay, so if a woman is looking to compete, why would you tell her to choose the WNPF?
Because it is a positive environment. I would have them choose the WNPF because it's a great, empowering place to start, to lift, to be part of. Everybody's very easy, so you don't feel like you're under the gun. They want a few very relaxed personalities and out there to say, even you, Eric, from day one, you've got this. Great information, great tips from everyone that I've encountered. So absolutely, I would tell them to lift in the WNPF.
So what about the awards?
Well, I've got a big belt. I got to figure out how I'm getting out with that one on a Saturday night, right? Got to put that with a dress. So the awards are phenomenal. I've got 2 trophies from my last meet that are on my desk at work in a gym, and people stop all the time because they're really actually pretty cool. It's a pretty cool chick on that trophy that I got there. So I have 2 of them from last one, and now I've got a belt.
So what would you like to say to Troy Ford?
I want to say thank you for making it easy, for letting someone at my age and stage get started. I think I started around 50 years old, feel comfortable in a sport that's completely or was completely out of my comfort zone, and now I'm really just holding on to it. I don't want to let go. I want to keep going. So I'm grateful to him for putting this whole thing together and making it possible, and for being local and allowing us to compete. I've got 5 kids. It's hard to go around the world and find meets that are not as easy to get to. So to make them accessible for us makes it easier to get here and compete, which I'm very grateful for.
So what do you think about the future of the WNPF?
I think it can get bigger. I mean, even just competing at my age and stage generated so much positive feedback when I was done, and it was hard, but I'm glad I did it, but it generated the feedback from so many people. So I'm hoping to empower other people to get on board and to join us in the WNPF and see what they can do too. Anything's possible.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So what's your name?
Ron Earhart.
Really? How long have you been with the WNPF?
Oh, probably between 20 and 25 years.
Really? How did you get started with the WNPF?
I did my first contest, I think it was in Edison at the Embassy Suites, Edison, New Jersey. And from that point on, I was hooked.
What hooked you?
I think the overall camaraderie, fair judging, strict judging, but most of it was the lifters and the people who ran the federation. I mean, it's more of a family than a group of people trying to run a meet, and that's the way I feel about it.
Did you ever lift in other federations?
When I first started, I probably did the rounds of every federation. And
What sets us apart from them?
WNPF is the only federation that I would ever compete in. It is by far the best run, the best judging. When you get your lifts in WNPF, you earn them. Not only that, I guess overall it's a feeling of camaraderie. When I come here, I mean, I train because WNPF. I wouldn't even compete wasn't for the WNPF. To me, it's my drive, it's my energy, it's my passion.
What do you think about the WNPF going forward? Where do you think you see it in the future?
To me, I think WNPF has its best years ahead of it. I think as long as the meet's still being run the same way, like clockwork, the judging is still consistent and fair, and Troy continues to give great awards, probably the best in any federation. I think the best years are ahead of WNPF.
Now, Troy, who is Troy Ford?
Troy Ford's the president of the WNPF, and he's my friend.
And they talk about his attention to detail in his meets.
Let me tell you, no one runs a better meet than Troy Ford and the WNPF. Everything's like clockwork. You know when you're lifting, you know what flight you're in. There's never any guesswork. The meets are on time. It's just, he makes it like automatic. It's almost like a WNPF machine, the way they run the meets.
Okay, is there anything you'd like to say to Troy?
Troy, you know what? Thanks for being the president of WNPF. Thanks for being the person that you are. Thanks for being my friend and a friend to all the lifters, and you're a class act.
Thanks, Ron. State your name.
Dwayne Drisdom.
And how long have you been a member with the WNPF?
I've been a member of WNPF since the early 90s. I think around about 95. Been a while.
Okay, why the WNPF?
WNPF, first of all, because it's drug-free. And it promotes a great family atmosphere. It's some of the guys and girls that's lifting now. We was lifting when the kids was toddlers, and now the kids are lifting. So that's enjoyment to see.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Vero Beach, Florida.
Wow, you traveled a long way for this meet today.
Long ways. Well, I'm now residing in Lakeland, Florida, so it's about the same direction. But yes, I did travel a long way.
Okay, and is it worth it?
It was greatly worth it. I mean, it's been a great meet, and as Troy always puts on a great meet.
Okay, and what do you plan to do today?
I plan on winning. That's what I plan on doing, and I'm just having a good time.
Okay, how many times have you been world champion?
3 times, I think. 3 times world champion.
Okay, and if someone were going to compete today, why would you tell them to use the WNPF?
Because it's drug-free, and it's true.
Okay, what's so good about the WNPF? Give me some of the things that you like.
Well, the main thing, like I said, it promotes a great family atmosphere. And it's drug-free, and it really is drug-free. I mean, they do the testing, they do the drug testing, and they are true.
Okay, what do you think about the awards?
The awards are great. The belts, the trophies, it's a different array of awards. It's not the same old award every time. I mean, I've been here from when we was giving out the cups to the swords to the knives. So it's always great awards. It's always great to see what Troy gonna bring up next for the awards.
Okay, what about the judging?
Judging is awesome. Not only do they judge, they teach you. And if you do something wrong, they let you know what you did wrong. And they're very approachable.
How about the way the meets run and how long the meets take?
The meets are ran perfectly. It's everything is in line. Everything is according to, and there's no flaws. I mean, everything is ran very smoothly.
Okay, and is there anything that you'd like to say to Troy?
Yeah, Troy, I love you, man. And keep doing what you're doing because I've been with you for a long time. I mean, since our kids was this big, and you always put on a great meeting and you're a great friend.
What do you think the future holds for the WNPF?
The future holds great things. I think the WNPF will be around for a while because you can see the younger guys coming in and the younger classes. So I think the WNPF have a great future.
Okay, thank you and good luck today.
I got you.
Jim Waldron.
And what do you plan to do today?
Plan to do a phenomenal job. Going to work as try to get into the Worlds, win a world title, and try to break some records in the process.
Why do you compete in the WNPF?
It's a good organization, family run, and it's a family atmosphere. Everyone's looking to compete, get better, and improve each and every time they compete on the platform.
How long have you been a member of the WNPF?
Going on 3 years right now, and had a great time through the process.
What are some of the titles you hold?
Right now, I am the world record holder in the squat, the bench, and the total. Looking to get that deadlift to add to the repertoire there, and looking to get a world title. I have a national record, a national title, and state championship.
So what do you think about the future of the WNPF?
It's growing. It's a great spot to start and get that process and really get after it. And it's got potential to grow well beyond just the U.S., but onto the other countries as well.
What are some of the things you really like about the WNPF?
I like the officiating. I like the way that you can find out what you're actually doing wrong, and how moving forward you can, get better from that rather than just kind of compete. They give you the opportunity to find out why you may have made a mistake and what you need to do to improve.
What do you think about the awards?
The awards are great. They have the best awards out there. I mean, some of them are huge. The opportunity to win a belt is always exciting, and it's a great atmosphere.
Is there anything you want to say to Troy Ford?
Oh, Troy Ford's great. He's a wonderful guy. The one thing about Troy, as a president of an organization, you're able to get in contact with him. He answers your questions. He gets back to you real fast. And he's a quality stand-up guy.
Thank you.
John Bosley,
Okay, how long have you been with the WNPF?
11 years.
Give me a little bit of your history with your records and competition. And
With everything?
Yeah.
Well, I started in lifting in 1970 in my uncle's basement, and continued lifting, powerlifting, and in 1975 I started competing. I got in curl first, and back in you could use Olympic bar, 7-foot Olympic bar, and you had to keep your feet flat, and you could lean and come in, but you couldn't bend your legs. I did 205 for my first competition. And the next year I did 230, and I continued to do 240 and 198, and I did 260 when I was 31. And then I got into powerlifting, and 77, I got into that and won everything on the East Coast with 550 squat, 570 deadlift, and a 350 bench. And then I got into arm wrestling at 1975, and I competed in that 20 years, won 2 world titles and 7 U.S. championships. And continued, and then in 2004, I got in my first WNPF, and I did 170, and I was in my 50s. I think I was 50. And then I did 175, 180. I did 165 in the 220s, and then I moved into the 60s, and I did 155, and today was my last one with 145.
okay, and how old are you now?
61, I'll be 62 next month.
And just to repeat again, how many years have you been with the WNPF?
11 years,
And why with the WNPF? Why do you compete with the WNPF?
because they're a real good powerlifting organization, and they're the best in the world.
If someone was deciding to compete, why would you tell them to use the WNPF?
Because it's the best one there is.
Okay, what do you think about the awards?
They're great, really good,
The judging?
very good.
Okay, and how about the attention to detail and just way things are run?
Everything was great. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better.
And do you have anything to say to Troy?
God bless Troy. He's really good. How it's powerlifting all these years. It's really good. All these young people are coming into it. It's great.
And so what do you think about the future of the WNPF?
I believe it's going to go all the way.
Okay, thank you, John, and good luck to you. And
Thank you.
Thank you for all your years of competition. It was great watching you.
Thank you.
State your name, please.
Jeff Hicks.
And how long have you been with the WNPF?
This is my 25th year.
Wow. Okay, why are you with the WNPF so long?
I've always been treated fairly, and Troy and the organization is just wonderful. I've always been just blessed to be part of it.
What are some of the records you've held?
I have state records, I have national records. Not quite blessed enough to be a world record. I train in my basement, so it's always open, never crowded.
Okay, so why do you come to the Wrolds every year?
Just for the competition. This is my camaraderie. I've met nothing but wonderful people in the organization over the last 25 years, and it's just a lot of fun.
Why the WNPF and not other organizations?
The WNPF, I think, offers fair competition, excellent judging, and just the camaraderie is just, it's great.
What about the awards?
The awards are some of the most phenomenal ones that I've ever seen. I have 25 years worth in my basement. So as I said, I've just been totally blessed.
What do you think of the future of the WNPF?
I think it's going to be even better in the coming future, just simply because they've run an organization now for 25 years and it has been excellent. And there's fair competition, fair judging, and it's just great.
If someone is deciding which federation to compete in, what would you say to them?
I would say come try the WNPF. It's always been fair. The competition is there, but the camaraderie is even better.
Now, Troy Ford, the president of the WNPF, do you have anything you'd like to say to him?
Yeah, Troy, thank you for coming up. He's come up and he's run meets with, I was in Lancaster, I think back in the 90s when there was 430 lifters. And I've been to Philadelphia when he's come up for 20. So when he says he's putting on a meet, he'll put on a meet.
Thank you, Jeff. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Dave Cooper.
And how long have you been with the WNPF?
Since 2000.
Okay, and why do you like to compete in the WNPF?
I like it because it's drug-free, and their championships are within driving distance for me.
Okay, what do you plan to do today?
I'm going to open up with 675 in the deadlift and hopefully get around 760.
Now, how many records have you hold?
Oh, shoot. 760 at 242, raw and equipped, 800 at 275, raw, and a total of 1745 at 275.
Now, how many times have you been world champion?
22.
22 years?
20, yeah, somewhere around there.
Why the WNPF and not another federation?
The camaraderie, the competition. I live for the competition, and I don't really care about the federation per se, but I care about, like I said, the drivability to the big meets, and the fact that it is drug-free.
What about the judging?
Oh, judging is very strict, especially on the world stage. No half squats and hitching and stuff like that. They don't really care who you are, where you came from. They just give it, pretty much, you either did it or you didn't.
And what about Troy Ford, the president? Is there anything you'd like to say to him?
Thanks for the opportunity for me to break records. Like I said, I've known Troy for a couple of decades now, and never really had any problems with him at all.
Okay. What about the awards?
For me, I've told Troy before, I don't really care about the awards. They can give out ribbons, and that's fine with me. As long as I have, at the end, the title or the record, then I really don't care.
Okay, David, thank you.
You're
Good
welcome.
luck today.